Hi, I am Bhavin and like to discuss RichTextBox control and its properties. A kind of control which allows us to modify content in a text box like TextBox does. The technical difference is a control which is based on some word specification with the name RTF. So stands for rich text format. The way we have HTML is one of the markup language. In the same manner, RTF is one of the markup language which allow us to display content in various formats. The difference between textbox and listbox, the textbox and textbox, sorry, used to incorrect only with the plain textbox, the way textbox does. So it does not allow user to format selected content. In case of rich textbox, formatting allowed on selected content. So it contains a property which allow to format selected content. Right. Next, in case of IO, so to open a specific rich text file, we won't have any method. Textbox does not contain any method to open a file. In case of rich text box, it contains a method with the name load file as well as save file. So these both the file used to interact, both these methods used to interact with the file. Load allow us to display a file. A file may be either plain text or rich text format file. We can create a rich text file using the Wordpad, either Windows Word. So that's related to file. Now, in case of text box, it does not contain any method to find the content from the text box, but we have to use some specific method like instr, either index of. In case of rich text box, it contains a method with the name find, which allows us to find the content from the rich text box. Even it allows us to indent a specific records and specific paragraph. Right? It allows to align content using various alignments. So let's start with the .NET, and we have application with the name SLN Wordpad. Right. So I'll create a new application. I have a toolbox. I'll let's say whenever I run the application must be open in maximize mode. To open the form in maximize mode, sorry, form contains a property with the name Windows State. Windows State property composed of three behaviors: minimize, maximize, and normal. The default is a normal. So set up a rich text box. So there I have a rich text box within the toolbar. I'll set doc property to the field. So the size of the rich text box used to change according to size of my form. So I'll set doc to the field. Fine. Okay. Then we need to have menu item allowing us to interact with the content. So there we have, okay, I'll just remove the menu, remove the rich text box. Initially I'll start with the menu. So I'll create a menu with the name file menu. So here is a menu strip. One menu strip contains many menu strip items. So there we have tool strip menu item. Say new. Then like to provide open hyphen act as a separator for menu items. I'll say save. Then once again hyphen and I'll say exit. So there we have four menu items over there. Fine. Now set up a rich text box. So I'll close this menu toolbars, containers. From the common controls we have control with the name rich text box, and now I'll set doc to the doc to the fill. So let's run the application. Scratch. There we have four menu items, right? And then after our job is to write code for each and every menu item. Okay. So basically I'll start with the new. New allows us to create a new file. The simple, there we have simple logic. Rich text box 1 dot text equal to double quote. So which clears the content of the rich text box. Okay. Then open and save. Okay. First I will create a file, and then how do we save a file? So to save as well as to open, we have to provide a choice to the user. So there we have various dialog boxes. We'll set up open as well as save file dialog box. Right. Okay. To save, first I'll write the code for the save. Save file dialog 1 contains a method with the name show dialog, which used to open a dialog box. Every dialog box returns result dialog result as in return type. So I'll say dim res as dialog result and res equals to this. Okay. I like to configure dialog box that user can allow only two kinds of filters. User can create either RTF or text document. So to filter specific file type, save file dialog contains a property with the name filter. Okay. Filter composed of a string, pipe sign act as a delimiter. Before the pipe sign it's only a message, so there's a rich text format. But next to the pipeline is always in pattern, so it's star.rtf. Once again a pipe sign, so there I have text document, text file, space star.txt. So this line used to restrict that only user allowed to save either RTF or text file. Then I'll say default initial directory. So whenever the save file dialog open, I would like to display C drive as a default directory. Then let's declare a variable to get the file name, fname as string. Say fname equals to, but when if res result equals to, okay, then fname equals to save file dialog 1 dot file name. So that's how we'll get the file name using save file dialog. Now to save file using RichTextBox, RichTextBox contains a method with the name save file. Save file method contains an argument path as string as well as format. So save file method used to save file. But prior to save, I have to check it out where the RTF is selected or text document. If first pattern is selected, then filter index is a property belongs to save file dialog 1. So if save file dialog 1 dot filter index equals to 1, else when 1, then user has selected RTF. So there I'll say fname, but in case of 2, save as a plain text. That's right. So that's how we can save the file. I'll just close this. Okay. Thanks. Let's run the application and say we'll do it. Thanks. File says save, which prompt user to save the file. I would like to save as first RTF. Here is a filter. We can save either as rich text format or text file. So say save. we may save same content. I'll copy all this content, and once again I'll run the application and say paste all the content, file, save, RTF, save file. Now let's write a code to open the file. To open the file, we have open file dialog one over here. So same, all the dialog box returns dialog results. I'll set res as dialog result. Open file dialog one dot filter equals to the same rich text format, and pattern for rich text format is star.rtf. Pipe sign, we may select text file star.txt, then let's say open file dialog one dot initial directory, let's say C drive, so which allows user to select default directory. Then let's open file dialog one dot show dialog, a method which open a show dialog box. If res equals to OK, then our job is to load file. Same thing, prior to open the file, our job is to determine whether the RTF is selected or text. Oops, star.rtf. So in case of the first pattern, filter index used to be a 1. So if open file dialog one dot filter index equal to 1, else RTF file selected, else text file selected. Now RichTextBox contains a method with the name load file used to display a file composed of argument. Our job is to give file name along with the path. So open file dialog one dot file name, and to open the file as a text format contains in second argument or used to open as a plain text or rich text. So let's run the application. I'll say open, select the file RTF. So this is how we can open a file as well as save file with minimum efforts. And so res as a dialog result, because open dialog contains a method with the name show dialog which returns dialog result as a return type. So res is defined as dialog result variable. Filter is a property which used to restrict various file patterns. So user can select user can select either text document or only rich text document. Then filter index used to determine whether the RTF file has been selected or text file. So if it is 1, our job is to open file as an RTF format, otherwise our job is to open as a text format. Fine. So that's up to what we can open and save file using RTF. So thanks. We'll discuss more topics in the next video. So just try up to file, new, and save. Okay. The next video we'll discuss everything almost about the format menu, right? Thanks.